Hello. Now we're going to look at example 2.4, inventory valuation. You have been given some data about a particular line of inventory. There's no opening balance. On the 1st of September you received some items. 2nd of September you issued 50. 10th of September you received some more. 20th you made another issue, and the 27th the final receipt. What you're asked to do is to prepare an inventory record card using FIFO, LIFO and AVCO valuation methods. So we've already looked at the three methods and the effect they have on profit and closing stock. I did also mention that you maintain a store's ledger card so that we can see at any one time what the balance of items in stock is, and that's what we're actually going to be writing up. So the inventory record card is the store's ledger card. So you might want to find this example in your workbook so that you can have a look at the actual data and use that to follow the writing up of the store's ledger card. So I'm going to firstly show you what a store's ledger card would look like. So we have a card here. First column is date. Then we have a section for receipts where we record the receipt of the items. We have a section for issues, which is obviously where we record each issue. And then the third section is a running balance of what we have left in stock. So let's get started. Using the data that's in example 2.4, we'll firstly look at FIFO. So on the 1st of September, we received 100, they were £5 each, so that's £500. So now we update the balance. We now have 100 items in stock, they cost £5 each, so that's £500. Then on the 2nd of September, we issued 50. Now we're doing first in, first out. So the first items that we received, those are the ones we issue. So we only had one delivery, they came in at £5. So we will issue out at £5. That's £250. So in terms of the balance, we had 100, we've issued 50, so that means we've got 50 left. They were £5 each, so 50 at £5, £250. On the 10th of September, we received another 40. They were £5.50, so we've got rising price. So that works out at £220. Now this is where you need to be careful. What we do in the balance column is rather than just putting the balance of what we have in stock, we show how that balance is made up. So what we know is that at the moment in stock we already have 50 at £5. We're adding to that another 40 at £5.50. So in total we have 90 at £470. Now it's important that you do lay it out like this because it makes it much easier to then see what we're going to issue. So the next transaction is on the 20th of September. We issued 60. Now if we have a look at our balance column, we can see that we have 90 in stock, 50 of them we paid £5 for, and then the other 40 we paid £5.50. Now we're doing first in, first out. The 50 that we paid at £5 for, they came in first, so we're going to issue those. So we're going to issue 50 at £5. And then we need another 10, so we take it from the second batch. So we take 10 of the ones that we paid £5.50 for. So that's our total issue. We've issued 60, £305. In the balance column, we're going to put 30 because we now have 30 left. This 50, we've sold them, and this 40, we've taken 10 from it. So what we actually have is 30 in stock. They're the ones that we paid £5.50 for, so that's £165. And finally, 27th September, another receipt, 100 units, £5.60, £560. Okay, so remember, in your balance column, we don't just put 130 units, which is what we've got. We show how those 130 units are made up. So at the 27th of September, what do we have in stock? Well, we have 30 units that we paid £5.50 for. And we have another 100 units that we paid £5.60 for. So in total, 130 units, £725. So there's our stock valuation card written up using FIFO. And we can see, as at the 27th of September, 130 units in stock, and our closing stock valuation £725. Okay, so this balance column is really important. I know it can be a bit time consuming and you do feel as if you're repeating the same figures over and over again, but it really helps at each transaction in the balance column to write exactly what you've got left in stock and how it is made up. Okay, so that's your FIFO. I'm going to now go through LIFO. Remember, LIFO is last in, first out. So if I just open a new stock card, and I'm going to look at LIFO. So it's the same data, so example 2.4, but we're issuing it last in, first out. So starting with 1st of September, we received 100, £5 each, £500. So put that into the balance column. On the 2nd of September, issued 50, last in, first out, but we only have one batch anyway, so they have to have been issued at £5. So that's 250, leaving us 50 in stock, £5 each, £250. So far it's the same as we did with FIFO. On the 10th of September, another receipt, 40 at £5.50, that works out to £220. So remember, balance column, show everything that we have in stock. So at the 10th of September, we still had the 50 items at £5 each, 250. We've added another 40 at £5.50, comes to 220. So in total, 90 units, £470. So still the same as we had before. However, with the next transaction on the 20th of September, this is where we see a difference. So the 20th of September, we issued 60 units, but we're doing last in, first out. So in that issue column, 60 units, our last delivery was this one, these 40, so those are what we're going to issue. We need another 20, so we will take them from the delivery that came in before that one. So we take 20 at £5. So that's our 60 £320. So what do we have left in stock? Well, the batch of 40, we've sold it, they're gone. The batch that came in before that, the batch of 50, we took 20 from that batch, so we have 30 left. At £5, that's £150. And finally, on the 27th of September, there was another receipt, 100 items, £5.60, £560. So over to the balance column. Remember, we write in everything that we have in stock. So we still have 30 units at £5. We've added another 100 at £5.60. So in total, 130 units, £710. Okay. So you can see a difference. With FIFO, we had 130 units at a valuation of £725. With LIFO, we have the same number of units, 130, but a closing stock valuation of £710. So we have got rising prices. If you look at the example, you can see that each time we had a receipt of goods, the price went up. So it's times of rising prices. FIFO has given us a higher closing stock valuation than LIFO. Before we move on to AVCO, a couple of points to note. What you should also get into the habit of doing is having a total column at the bottom of each of your stock cards. So what's our total receipts? So we've got 100 plus 40 plus 100, 240. 500 plus 220 plus 560 gives us 1280. Issued column 50 plus 60, 110. 250 plus 320, 570. Now we can use these totals to check our balance column. So we received 240 units, we issued 110, so 240 minus 110 means that we should have 130 left, which we have, so we know that's correct. In terms of value, 1280 minus 570 gives us 710, so we know that's correct. So that's your check on your stock cards. The other thing I'll just mention is that in the example it says there's an opening balance of nil. So that means you had no items in stock. If you did have an opening balance, you write it straight into the balance column. So the quantity, the cost and the value. And then you start adding your receipts, taking off your issues. Okay, so that's LIFO. Last in, first out. One more method to go through, and that's the AVCO. So if I get another clean stock card, okay, and we can use this one for AVCO. So again, it's the same data from example 2.4. So starting off on the 1st of September, 100 received, £5, £500. Put that into our balance column, 100, £5, £500. On the 2nd of September, there was an issue of 50. Now with AVCO, we issue at the average cost. The average cost, you're always going to work it out by total value divided by the total quantity. our average cost 500 divided by 100, which equals £5. Right, we only had one figure, £5, so it had to be 5, but that's how you would work it out. 50 at £5, £250. So we did have 100, issued 50, we've got 50 left. £500 was the value, take away 250, £250, that's £5 a kilo or £5 a unit. On the 10th of September, we had another 40. They were £5.50, so that's £220. Now this is where it is different to FIFO or LIFO. Because it's an average cost, we don't need to keep each individual delivery separate in our balance column. So we can now just add to what we already had. So we did have 50, we've received another 40, add the two together, we've got 90 units. We did have £250 worth, add another 220, we have £470. Okay, so we're just adding, add those two, add those two together. The cost is now the average cost, so you need to work it out. So 470 divided by 90 gives you the figure to put in, £5.22. On the 20th of September, we issued 60 units. Now we issue at the average cost, and we've just worked out the average cost, £5.22. So that's what we issue at. The 60 at £5.22 gives us £313.33. So we did have 90 units. We've issued 60. Oh. We'll ignore that. 90 units, we've issued 60, we've got 30 units left, £470. Take away 313.33 means we have 156.67 at an average cost of £5.22. And finally, 27th, the last receipt, 100 units, £5.60, £560. Add that to what we've already got, 130, 716.67, and to get the average cost, 716.67 divided by 130 gives us £5.51. So we have 130 units left in stock at a value of £5.51 each, total of £716.67, which falls between our closing stock valuations for FIFO, which was the highest at 725, and LIFO, which was the lowest at 710. Okay, so hopefully you've been able to follow those. It is in your workbook, and the completed stock cards for this example are there for you. So follow it through again, have a go at writing it up yourself, and then when we next meet we'll have a look at some more examples of these. Okay, bye.